Hello, I'm Sharp. Came back in once again. So I thought it'd be when the great Takamura takes on America. Oh yes, and this is a recent thought I come up with. And I was walking outside and thought we've already got hints to it that Takamura eventually make his American debut. He's already fought American champions, but they already had plans to send the great Takamura to Nevada, to Las Vegas. I've been to Vegas to fight somebody for his American debut, and it just really brings up the question of what happens when the great Takamura tests his steel against America's best in the American homeland. I don't know. I know one thing. The one thing I always thought is we could have a chance to see Takamura. Actually, now I think about it, have Takamura ever met Vork? I don't think he has. Has he? Ippo was gonna fight Vork for the A-class tourney. The tournament, he didn't really meet. Yeah, he didn't meet Takamura. He was just training. He kept seeing Aoki Kimura. I think he was there for the fight, maybe. But yeah, Takamura wasn't there. And then when he was training for someone more, Takamura didn't meet Vorg either there. Yeah. Takamura has never met Vorg. That's pretty funny. Oh, that is pretty funny. He has never met Vorg. Huh? Hey, as far as you know, Takamura can meet Vorg for the first time. Takamura get to take his trip to New York and get to spar some of the guys who hang around Vorg. Who knows? Who knows? But when the great Takamura, when the Japanese Hawk, the one and only, takes on America, he going straight to Las Vegas. Besides from potentially meeting up with Vork, or maybe we get to see the return of the Golden Eagle, the Deagle himself, the Golden Eagle, the Deagle himself. You could see the return of David Eagle. Keith Dragon's New Yorker. Maybe if he take a trip to see Vork first, it's like a 4-hour trip. On which, would it be worth it? Who knows? Who knows? Unless Takamura is doing an American tour. Because I've been to Nevada before, like last year in 2022, and there was like a 4-hour trip. Now it's a 2x2 trip. You're not going straight for it. Had to stop off to Colorado. But it was like a straight trip back. So it's a 4-hour trip. But from over to Japan, like I think it's like 10 hours to get to Hawaii from where I am. So like roughly like 10 hours, 16 hours, somewhere around there. But hey, we could see the return of the Golden Deagle. We could see the return of Richard Bison. We could finally catch up what happened with Mr. Brian Hawk. Maybe he's mellowed out, or maybe he's became a trainer or something like that. Who knows? We never know. Never know. Or maybe doing Takamura's American debut. I suppose no one asked this question, but then again, the boxing fans in general are some interesting people, especially those who are fans of Hajime Ippo. But in this case, I find it strange how Takamura get a belt and then he moves to the next weight class and nobody questioned it at all. Like, no one's like, "Hey Takamura, why you ducking me?" No one's like, "Hey, how come you're not trying to become undisputed here?" It's just nobody's had these questions. Nobody has questioned Takamura's motives and why he just keep getting one belt, go up to the weight class. Will anybody ever claim that the great Takamura is ducking them? He's ducking the elite opposition. Are you not trying to get other belts? Have anyone tried to say that Takamura is running? And it would be quite a thing to go against a hostile crowd that believes you're running from the champ. You keep abandoning your responsibilities, trying to go to another weight class, thinking you're bigger and better than everybody. Cause at one point, Takamura will become undisputed at a weight class. I believe it's at light heavyweight, cruiserweight. But there's no guarantees. There is no guarantees because he got 3. Oh, he only got actually, now I think about it, conquered 6 weight classes: junior middleweight, middleweight, super middleweight, cruiserweight. I don't believe there's a super cruiserweight. I don't believe there is. I've never heard of a super cruiserweight. But it goes to lightweight then heavyweight. That's yeah, lightweight, heavyweight. Yeah, lightweight, heavyweight. That's 5. That's not 6. Hey, the math could be wrong, but I don't know. I could be But overall, I'm surprised that never happened with Takamura. Someone tried to claim that he's running or ducking or he's not trying to fight out his oppositions. Because how can you conquer 6 weight classes when you got a belt and you haven't defended that belt? Now, it's not like he's never defended his belts. That has happened. But I still believe he's like the WBC junior middleweight champion. And I question how he still got that belt. Just, he can't make that weight anymore at 154. So it's just, I would like to ask, why does he still have the belt? Who knows? Similar to how he fought a few fights at middleweight while waiting to get super middleweight. Now he's at super middleweight. As far as you know, he fought Keith Dragon. That was it. Yeah. So, hey, maybe he might get 3 belts at super middleweight. Then he gets 4 belts. No, this is the 90s. This is for the WBO. Yeah, this is before the WBO. This is the 90s. Or it could be some contention. Maybe it's the WBO belt holders. Like, why are you ducking? Why are you running? Your belt is not even legitimate. What are you talking about? This man's insane. The press conference will be something very special when Takamura make it to Vegas. And the question is who will be his hey, and maybe Vork may show up to be the translator. Now, I can't repeat what you just said, Takamura. You're a madman. You're a mad. This is madness. Madness. Hey, he could even drag old Hoshi along. I know Spanish. How are you? Oh my goodness, Host is hilarious. I know Spanish. Oh my, oh my goodness, that would be something. And then see about the reaction to what Takamura would do next for his But before that, in my opinion, he has to go to the Tokyo Dome at least just once. Ippo, Makunuchi, the great Takamura, Kimura, Aoki. Even throw it to Gaku on it, we have a full set card of the Kurogama 5. Potentially for the last time, because, for the last time, yeah. Hey, you could throw Miata fan base in there, and then we can, get enough fans together to actually, be able to fill up the Tokyo Dome. You never know. You never know. You got the guys at the shopping district. I think Kyokurin Hall holds like 20,000 people. I could be wrong. And I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. So, I don't know, depending on how to play that card. Hey, if you want to use Aoki Kimura, you can always bring in Send Out and Miata. Miata-kun? Miata-kun? Not Miata-kun. So, you still have some Japanese locals there, and it's just like, it can always be a chance you could throw good old Vorg on that card. You never know. You never know. But, I don't know. It'd be good to follow the great Takamura once again when he gets to Vegas. Just, it has been a long time since we've seen the great Takamura in action. Has been a long time. But, hey, I hope we don't get the Takamura thing next after the whole Wally and Ricardo thing turn up, because, it was just, where's the Ichigaki story development is what we're going to do at Tay and Katara. Are they going to finally at least get their boxing license with somebody? I don't think we need a recap of the Rookie King tournament. You can just learn about that through the magazine, through Fuji and Mari. Yeah, we could sum a lot of that stuff up through them. And then development, depending how far they go, or just going to end up as another Aoki and Kimura. Or maybe they might get to like a world level, but not like world champion level. There may be elite fighters, but not A-class elite fighters. Who knows? And those would be the Ippo disciples. But, that's been one thing that was missing. Just, Ryoki's got to get care of development. He just needs that fight with Shinobu. Kimura is just up in the air. But then you got Tay and Kutaro, who's done nothing. And then you have Itagaki that's just there. So, that was the only thing I hope before we get the whole Takamura thing. Because we just had like 3 fights back-to-back focused on other characters. And Wally is the last one. The Vork fight was whatever. The Mishima fight was atrocious. That thing was garbage, in my opinion. But hey, It will be something special to finally see. Who knows? Even Ippo may take a trip to. Yeah. Even the good old Ippo might take a trip to America. You never know. You never know. He's already taken a trip to Mexico. Why not? Then maybe in America he might get his steel tested. Who knows? Who knows indeed? Who knows? And maybe Ippo might get the urge in America or more. She just he enjoyed the view inside Vegas. I would say Vegas is a nice place to visit. I don't know if it'd be a nice place to live because I don't know. You walk around Vegas like early in the morning, as in like going from the east to west. That's like around 7 o'clock in the morning. The only people that are up are the homeless on the streets who are tossing and turning, and people with actual jobs, and not tourists. And I was like on a Tuesday, Wednesday. No, that was like a Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday. So those are the only users. And then like when you look at the people eyes who work there and like around the tourist thing, I was on the strip, and with my like the hotel was at, it was on the strip, and it's just you can just see in their eyes that it's just I don't know. There's like a sense of sadness. You can just really you can see it in their eyes. I didn't even notice at the local CVS until like I actually paid attention to it. It's just like you can look into some of those guys' eyes. They're loading up the food trucks and things like that. It's just I don't know. You could tell who actually works there and lives inside the city compared to the tourists. Because most of the tourists show up like around like what Thursday, Friday. That's when the streets even at night it was busy before, but it got really busy like around Thursday and Friday. So it's just I don't know. Nice place to visit. I don't think of then like Vegas itself. You could tell that not too many people live in Vegas because you're on the plane, right? And we flew over the Grand Canyon. We didn't even know about it. Sorry for the quick sidetrack. And then it's just like we see this entire other place far away from Vegas, and then we see the Vegas and the Strip and the MGM Grand and the pyramids and everything else. It was that's when you see all that stuff. And you could tell where the real people live at. The real Nevada folk truly live at. You can really tell. But it'll be very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Very interesting. You already know that George's gonna be watching the Stephen Fulton versus Inoue fight here in Japan. People have had some opinions about that fight. See how it turned out. But will he ever take a trip to Vegas? Who knows? Who knows? But I will be excited to see how the storyline turn out when the great Takamura touched down inside America, inside the homeland of the Deagle, the Golden Eagle, David, the Hawk of the Bryants, the Keith Mother effing Dragons, and the Bison of the Motor City. So, who knows how it turned out? Who knows? Who will come along? Who knows? Maybe Aoki might fight somebody, for God's sake. Or maybe we get to see the excellent adventures of the great Takamura and Kimura. Or maybe Itagaki, who knows? Who knows indeed? Who knows? As far as you know, Senna could fight Ricardo Martinez in America. They got nothing else to do. It's always a possibility, mate. It's always on that Takamura undercard. Oh my god! Oh my goodness, that was fantastic. I pay pay-per-view for that. I pay pay-per-view for that, boy. That'll be surely something. Especially if it's done right. It'll be something magical. Magical. But the great Takamura taking on America. The expectations, the wait. And hopefully get a chance to actually see it. Since, you know, the story can just change. Since I'm still waiting for that, what we're going to do with Itagaki. Because I have a feeling that Itagaki's slump has a lot to do with Ippo himself. And Ippo just don't realize it at all. So, just tell me, how can you have motivation to fight somebody who's no longer active? Matter of fact, now that I think about it, I've brought this up before, which caused Itagaki's slump. But is it just quite strange that both Miyata and Itagaki is going through a midlife crisis as soon as Ippo not only loses, but quote-unquote retires? But I still believe he's going to eventually leave the gym. I don't know, it's just... The core Gamma 4, in my opinion, would never change. But the core Gamma 5, the 5th position has always been It's always been up in the air. There's technically no core Gama fifth member. There's just it doesn't really exist in a way. Now which way you want to look at it, it's going to end up empty eventually. So I don't see Itagaki staying around for that long. I just don't. It's just the way it is. But what I mean by just the way it is, it's just there's no guarantee. There's really is no guarantee that Itagaki will forever be around, especially with him and his motivation to even box is so tied to Ippo to the point where at least Amai was upfront and honest with his feelings on Ippo. He admires Ippo, but at least he was honest and say, well, I want to fight Ippo, but Itagaki is quite conflicted with his feelings. He believed he wanted to be close to Ippo. He wanted to be Ippo's friend until the devious intent showed up, where it just first it was trying to beat his time. Next, it was catching feelings for the Kumi, and that just leads up to a bad combination. I do believe Itagaki will lead the gym. It just maybe the fifth position is just cursed, but it's just the way it is. Just the way it is. But yeah. The great Takamura. The great Takamura. The American debut on American soil. Also, that crowd reaction would be interesting. We've seen the purely Japanese side of how they see Takamura, and even then, besides from a few moments, Takamura can walk the streets just like a normal person. Matter of fact, he can walk the streets and fight the police, and people just, it's a normal occurrence. But in America, that's what things would be interesting. It is the home of the trash talking, the hating, the exposing, the videos, and it'd be similar to Takamura took a trip to the UK and fought some of those folks. You know, just it'd be interesting. And then Takamura get around some people actually his size in America, actually get some good sparring training in there. We get to get in there with the big boys, all right? They've been like this their entire life, all right? It's a real deal. They're gonna press your metal. They're gonna test your steel, Takamura. What is he truly made out of? And that would be interesting. And now, my only concern is, will Core gonna be able to make the trip? Because not only has he been MIA recently, he hasn't been feeling well either. And it's just, like I said before, 9 times out of 10, Kurogama's gonna die. So it's just, it's tragic, but it is what it is. He ain't making it through this series a lot. It's just what happens. But, yeah. It'd be a very different change for Takamura. Now, would it help Takamura compare what he used to back in Japan with the whole training thing? Who knows? But at least he will. At least the one good thing, no matter what happens, is he'll finally actually properly be able to fight people his size and get that proper sparring in there, get that proper work, go get some good opposition in sparring, and probably pull off a better performance than he did against Keith Dragon or anybody else he fought. Who knows? I don't really got thoughts and opinions about Takamura making his grandiose debut, because it's going to happen eventually. And hopefully we get to see him fight in the Tokyo Dome before we get a chance to see him make his American debut, hopefully. Or even, I would just like to see it, period. But, we got thoughts and opinions on it. Takamura eventually make his American debut. So like, comment, subscribe, and, peace.